Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Okay. So, we are Loving Family. For those who haven't heard of us, we are fashion content creators, and my name is Đức Triệu.
My name is Linh Bùi.
So, I would like to introduce myself a little bit. I spend half of my time running a manufacturing company, looking like this. Oh. Quite an ideal image of a young man based on social standards, right? And I spend the other half of my time being a fashion content creator, looking like this. Ooh. Before we get to our speech today, I would like to be completely honest with you guys that being here scares the crap out of me because my English is really, really bad. You see, I didn't have the chance. I didn't come from a rich family. I am still not actually. And I didn't have the chance to study English properly until I was in 11th grade. And that was when I told my parents that I want to go to college in America. I told them that I have to. So, long story short, within a year, I cheated my way to earn a 50% scholarship and landed in New York without the ability to make a proper conversation. But that doesn't mean my English get any better. I was a huge introvert, and I didn't talk much to anyone during my 4 years of college. And as of today, I haven't been speaking English for over 7 years now due to my very traditional work environment. And if any one of you here today knows us, then you know that there are already many people who are hating us for doing what we're doing. And for me, being here today and showing off my bad English skill, they're gonna have one more thing to diss me about after this. But still, here I am, to show everyone that I am not easily scared away from challenge. Now, back to our speech. Please welcome my beautiful wife.
Okay, to begin our speech, I would like you all to take a look at these two photos of my husband one more time and tell me some words that come to mind when you see each of them. Let's begin with this one on the left. Anyone? I'm sorry, can you speak louder? Successful. Anything else?
Handsome.
Oh, handsome. Thank you. That's my husband. Okay, what about this one?
Oh.
Gorgeous. Oh,
Wow.
Thank you. Anything else?
Feminine? Feminine.
Feminine. Okay. We have some very open-minded people here. Okay, to be honest, before making fashion content, we already knew there would be a lot of negative comments and criticisms due to our fashion choices. Because let's face it, our fashion is not for everyone. But we are not here to talk about fashion. We are here to talk about the message that we are trying to send through our content, which is the importance of feminine energy in both men and women. Men also need feminine energy to learn to sympathize, listen, nurture, and show emotions more often. Of course, that message is going to attract lots of controversies. But what we didn't expect was that the hate comments not only came from men, but also from a lot of women. It really shows the degrading attitude towards women and feminine energy. Now, we want to tell you two stories about two people, one man and one woman, who have neglected their feminine energy and how it affected their personal relationships in a negative way.
All right, so what happens to relationships when a man becomes extremely masculine to the point he completely rejects his feminine energy and become toxic masculine? So I grew up in a really small village in Hanoi where conservative mindset are destroying many men's lives and their relationship. Among many, there is one belief that, in my opinion, plays a key role in creating toxic masculinity. They believe that men are better and more valuable than women. Therefore, men are born to do great things, and women are born to do little, insignificant things. In today's discussion, I would like to use my dad and men from my hometown as a living, breathing example. So, how did my dad develop his toxic masculinity? Like any other man, he was shaped by his society, including parents, friends, siblings, and, believe it or not, stranger villagers. And also, reputation is one thing that a man is always willing to give his life for. My dad dedicated his life to doing great things, which is providing for and taking care of his family. But sadly, that family did not include my mother, my sister, and me. He gave himself a lifelong mission to create jobs and stable incomes for his brothers and sisters, their husbands and wives, and even their children. He was so committed to this role he played that he left everything at home to my mom. So, in order to take care of us, my mom had to take on countless amount of loans to pay for our education and cost of living. He was never there for her, even when she was sick badly, even when she gave birth to us. I want to tell you guys a little bit about my mom. She is a really sentimental woman. She loves everyone. She cares about everyone. She is the kind of woman that if she would saw a homeless person on the street, she would come back, bring some food, some clothes, or even some money. She loves with all her heart. She forgives quickly, but she does not forget easily. Therefore, she spends her whole life suffering from all the pains she cannot let go. So, being raised by her, I grew up to have a really strong sensitive side in me. On the other hand, my dad, he always acted so strong emotionally and mentally. He never showed or talked about his fears, his struggles, or feelings. For him, it's a sign of weakness. He has this special ability to manipulate people to do whatever he wants, even if it's against their will. He has this constant need to be better than everyone at everything, even things that don't matter. Therefore, everyone that comes work for him or with him, they usually end up turning into his worst enemy after they quit. But as a little boy, I didn't know that. All I wanted is to be just like my dad. He was my hero. And I wanted to make him proud of me so badly that at some point in my life, I tried to find a way to cure myself, to fix myself of this broken manlyhood of mine. So I started reading books like The 48 Laws of Power, The Way of the Wolf, so I could become a natural leader, like he would call himself. I also read The Art of Seduction and The Art of Manipulation, so I could just be like him. Fun fact, I actually used what I learned from those books to get her to date me.
Don't do that, guys.
But you know I love you truly, right? Anyway, I tried to prove that I have no emotion and feeling by started listening to this guy, Wingman, on YouTube. Any one of you know him? Yep, he teach how to pick up girls and treat women in a really alpha male kind of way. And I even started dating just for fun. So eventually, I create a shallow shell of a man that I was so proud of. And my behavior becomes so aggressive and so competitive. I used to be the guy that would jump right down your throat to tell you that whatever you are talking about, I knew it and I knew it better than you. Even most of the time, I don't know. So I didn't realize what a douchebag I had become until I heard the woman I love the most, my wife. Yeah. During our first few months working together as content creators, we had a lot of fight, and I always wanted to win, to prove myself better than her. But deep down, I just want her to know that I am worthy to be her husband. So during that depressing time of our marriage, I would look at myself in the mirror, and I was so disappointed at myself. I was also confused and lost because I couldn't come back to be the man I was before that, because I still felt ashamed of who I really am. So instead of running away from all my fears and not asking for help like my dad did, I talked to my wife about all my insecurities, my fears of letting her down, of not being strong enough, of not being rich enough, soon enough, and of not being man enough. And lucky for me, my wife, she was really patient with me. She listened to me, and she told me that she loved me for the sensitive side of me. She loved me for the honest man behind that hard shell. And she told me that she believed in my potential. So I have never felt so safe allowing myself to be that vulnerable in my life. After that day, I faced my fears more often as a way of dealing with my emotion and feeling. I realized that all I wanted is to feel safe, to feel belonged. And in order to have that, I need to build healthy relationship with people around me. And healthy relationship requires listening, sharing, nurturing, and sympathizing, which only come when you start to embrace that feminine energy inside of you. Now.
Well, that was Doug's story on how he embraces his feminine energy as a man. What about as a woman? As a woman, my mom is a very traditional stay-at-home mother. After giving birth to me, her first child, she stopped going to work and stayed at home full-time to take care of her family. So her daily jobs, you could say, since 1995 would be cooking, doing laundry, running errands, taking care of me and my brother, and she was pretty good at it. It's not wrong to say she has dedicated her entire life to her family, aka staying in full feminine energy. I'm sure many women of her generation have been doing the same thing. Now, let's get to our modern women of today. We are seeing less and less stories like my mom's. Thanks to years of fighting for equality, women are now having more opportunities to make choices, to go to work, and actually hold leadership positions. That's a beautiful journey for us women. But I also believe that because workplace tends to value masculine traits more, you know, being competitive, independent, willing to take risk, maybe even being aggressive. Women feel the need to develop these traits as well, to appear stronger, and sometimes forget to appreciate their feminine energy. I was a woman like that. Throughout my teenage year, I hated it when people called me cute or girly. I just wanted to be ngầu, to be a girl boss. And to be honest, I didn't value my mom's effort to take care of my family enough because she stayed at home all the time. In my eyes, her image became inferior to some other female CEOs. What my mom was, I was the opposite. I only focused on developing my masculine energy and almost neglected my feminine side. It's not until I got married that I realized that this is a problem. I didn't know how to take care of my little family. Housework was a disaster, not because I didn't know how to do it, but because it has never been a habit of mine. My poor husband had to do everything, and my failure in helping him led to so many of our fights. Speaking of fight, I always wanted to win because I thought I was right. My attitude was very hostile, and there was no place for concession. The list went on and on and on. And I realized if nothing changed, this marriage, or any marriage at all, would not work. The answer was clear, that I needed to work on myself and connect with my feminine energy more. I must admit, I'm still pretty bad at this. After all, it's about undoing your lifelong habits and mindset, so that could not be easy. But by being in touch with my feminine energy, caring about my husband's emotions more than my competitiveness, finding joy in nurturing my family, I have seen our relationship become stronger, healthier, more balanced, and have more room for sympathy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not here to encouraging you all to become housewives. Even though if you want to, there's nothing wrong with that, but to not neglect your feminine side because it is so beautiful and necessary in maintaining a relationship. We, as a society, have viewed everything feminine to be weak, undesirable, and it's time to change that. We believe feminine energy exists in both men and women, and that's why we are here today, to encourage every one of us to look deep inside ourselves and make the most of our feminine energy to build valuable relationships.
And before we end our speech today, I would like to warn you guys that any one of you is about to take our humble advice and start to welcome your feminine energy, that on your journey to embrace that feminine energy, you're going to get hurt badly again and again. But trust me, one day you will find that someone or something that make all the pain worth it. And now, thank you for listening.